Welcome to science class. In previous class we learned many things, and today's class we are going to learn about a new topic, that is motion and time. Okay, we will discuss about motion this class, and next class we will learn about time. What is motion? Motion means movement of any object, right? Movement of any object. So generally this motion is a common experience in our daily life. If you are running, walking, moving from one place to another, riding a bicycle, or traveling by bus, by car, by aeroplane, whatever. So these are all comes into motion. Even while you are playing with tops, the motion of your ceiling fan, common stand fan, whatever, these are all come under motion. Okay, so we observe many things like movements of buses, autos, cars, bullock carts. They move on roads, and trains on railway tracks, and many other objects around us in our motion. Okay, so apart from observing the motion of objects around us, we ourselves experience motion while we are walking, running, playing, riding a bicycle, etc. These are also come under motion. And trees, the movement of trees, like leaves falling or movement of leaves, all these also a kind of motion. Yes or no? So let us learn different kinds of motions in this class. Children, as we learnt, motion is a common experience in our life. Okay, the movement of the cars, time, and time is very valuable in our lives. We can see different types of motions. What is motion? Motion is moving along with time. The movement with the time is called motion. In these, so many types are there. This motion and time we learn about introduction. An introduction, motion and rest. And with an activity we observe the motion and rest. And uniform and non-uniform motions. And in time, speed, distance, time graph. And in speed again, units of time, units of speed, estimation of time, measurement of time using stop clock, and units of time. These things we will observe in this chapter. What is motion? I told you, movement with time. Okay, see, the bird is flying, the vehicles are moving, a person is driving a bike, the birds fly, motion of a bus. See, generally we see many examples of motion around us, like birds flying in air, buses, autos, cars, bikes, moving on roads, trains on railway tracks, etc. Similarly, the objects like trees, buildings, electric poles, etc. appear as if they are in motion when we observe them from a moving bus. Yes or no? Whereas the same objects appear at rest when we observe them while walking. Yes or no? When we are bus, the objects look like they are moving, but when we are walking on road, they appear like they are in rest. How do we decide which object is moving and which one is at rest? Are these trees, buildings, electric poles, etc. really in motion or at rest? Can we decide they are in rest or they are in motion? How can we decide? Let us understand the two terms, motion and rest. Observe the conversation here. Hey, I got a small doubt. What is the state of motion of the tree? One person is asking, and he is saying it's at rest. It is in rest. Then what is the state of motion of a object? Or what is the state of the motion of the boys on the bicycle? They are moving along with the bicycle. As the bicycle is moving, they are also moving. How do we decide that bicycle and the boys are sitting on the bicycle? How can we say that they are moving or they are at motion? How can we say means, with respect to their surroundings, the position of the bicycle and the boys are changing with time. So we can say that they are in motion. If there is change with the time, that is called as motion. Now the conversation between the two boys on the bicycle. He is asking what is the state of motion of the persons. And what about the state of the motion of the tree? And he is saying it is also in motion. What is my state of motion then? You are at rest. What is the state of motion of the bicycle we are riding? It is in motion. Because the person is not moving, so it is at rest. He is at rest. So from these discussions, we can decide that a body may be at rest with respect to one set of surroundings and at the same time be in motion with respect to another set of surroundings. Thus motion is relative to the observer. Relative. It changes. It's not compulsorily in motion or not at rest. As we discussed, when we are moving by train or a bus, the surroundings are in motion. We feel that we are at rest, but actually we are moving. So with respect to surroundings, we are in motion. The surroundings are at rest. So that is called relative. Thus the motion is relative to the observer. And definition of motion. An object is said to be in motion if it changes the position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. Okay? With the time and with the surroundings, the object is moving means that is called in motion. And definition of rest, the same. An object is said to be at rest if there is no change in its position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. If there is movement in a particular time with the surroundings, that is in motion. If there is no movement or there is no change of movement, that is called in rest. Let us learn uniform and non-uniform motions. For this, a car A. Okay, see the speed of the car when it is started at 0 seconds. After covering 10 seconds or after traveling 10 seconds, it covered 150 meters. After another 10 seconds or at 20 seconds 300 meters, at 30 seconds 450 meters, at 40 seconds 600 meters. What is the difference between each interval? 150, 150, 150, 150. That means 150 is increased for every 10 seconds. So there is equal intervals of time. So this is called uniform motion. Okay. Now car B. When there are equal intervals, that is called uniform motion. Now from 0 to 10 seconds it travelled 50 meters. Next 10 seconds 90 meters. Next 10 seconds 180 meters. And next 10 seconds 230 meters. There is no equal intervals. First interval is 90 minus 50, 40 meters. 180 minus 90, 90 meters. So there is different intervals. It is not uniform motion. This is called non-uniform motion. With the unequal distances in equal intervals of time is called non-uniform motion. See, slow and fast motions of a object. If you observe at road, some vehicles move fast, some vehicles move slow. Or some persons may go fast, some objects or some vehicles go slow. Yes or no? How can we decide that it is fast or slow? We can decide whether the motion of an object or vehicles is slow or fast based on the distance moved by the objects in a given interval of time. In a particular time, how fast the objects are moved. By observing that, we can decide that whether the object moves slow or the object moves fast. So therefore, an object that covers less distance in a given time is said to be slow motion, and whereas an object that covers more distance in a given time is said to be as in fast motion. In your textbook, some examples are given for the different types of motions. A car traveling along a straight road. Okay, car is moving in same direction along a straight line. And second example, motion of blades of a ceiling fan. Motion of blades of a ceiling fan. The blades of ceiling fan rotate about a fixed point or fixed line in a circular path. Next, motion of needle in a running sewing machine. The needle of sewing machine moves up and down about a fixed point. Yes or no? Have you observed any time? The needle moves up and down. And fourth one, the motion of pendulum in an old wall clock. See, this is called pendulum. It moves to and fro directions, the pendulum movement in a old wall clock. So when we observe these examples, we have to divide these motions again in three categories. They are translatory motion, rotatory motion and oscillatory motion. Translatory motion means the movement of a car along in a straight line, and rotatory motion, see like this, the giant wheel is rotating by a fixed point in a circular path, okay, like a ceiling fan. And oscillatory motion, the clock, the hands of the wall clock moves or oscillates in particular time intervals. And also our earth, or the model of earth is globe, the globe also moves, that is also called oscillatory motion. You can also see the motion or the rotation of a top or the rotation of a ceiling fan. See the potter, how he is making pots. On the wheel he is rotating, the wheel and he is making pots. That is also a rotatory motion. The girl is playing with top, okay, the movement of fan. These are all examples provided in your textbook, once revise. And this box or this table you have to fill, Nana. The motion of blades of a ceiling fan. What kind of motion? See, observe the following motions of bodies and label them as rotatory or translatory and rotatory. In some movements, both motions will be there. So like that, first one, what type of motion it is? Rotatory motion. And second one, translatory, because the arrow, when he shoots the arrow, it moves in a straight way, okay. And motion of the earth and the sun, both translatory and rotatory, because it is moving in a fixed orbit, and also the earth rotates around itself, right? So both translatory and rotatory. Next, motion of a drill bit. Have you observed any time when we drill it, the screw in the drill bit rotates first, then it moves straight into the wall. So there exist two kinds of motions, translatory and rotatory also. And now last one, motion of wheels of an object. This is also, see, the wheels are rotating but the cycle is moving in a straight way. So there exists translatory motion as well as rotatory motion. Did you understand, ma? Next one, here some oscillatory motion examples are given. In a particular intervals, how the fans are, blades of the fan are moving, the pendulum is moving, the swing moves, the needle movement. So in this we have to identify oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion means the movement of object will be in to and fro directions or in up and down movements. After finishing the table, compare the motions of objects, whether they are slow or fast, okay. By seeing that you can understand. So aeroplane, is it slow in motion or fast in motion? That you have to fill this table, okay, Nana. Once again revise the lesson and read carefully the textbook and as well as listen to the lesson again, then you understand well, okay. Thank you. Thanks.